Good evening. Today is Tuesday, May 20, 2025. Jump day for Wizard 21st. All right, let's go. Well, let's keep this KGC in here. As you probably know, I kind of hate it when they get close to triggering and don't trigger. You're subject to a potential opening gap reversal the following day. So just be careful. If it gaps higher above the entry, obviously it comes back in, or it has maybe a fast move on the opening. Be willing to use a little discretion on that one. Now, discretion, obviously, you have to be careful. If you're newer to trading on the methodology, and you probably should be trading smaller size anyway, then go ahead and follow things a little bit more mechanically. A little bit of a bounce in TFPM, but you know me, I'm not going to get too excited unless we get back into the plus column. Also, I'm sure we'll like to see bang out that IPT. Anyway, there it is. Nice little rally today, one day at a time. Nice little comeback, though. There's not a tremendous amount to look at, but there's a tremendous amount of stocks that have pulled back. It took me a long time tonight to get through everything. The ones that are flagged are short, just by the way. So no need to short anything, but this does look like it could be in trouble. It's a utilities stock, and the HV is kind of low on that. Nothing to really get excited about, but it does look like it's in trouble. If you felt like you really had to squeeze off a short, as far as official setups, let's keep the KGC. Again, of course, wait for an entry and be careful if we get a gap opening on that. This sale caught my eye, and then I kind of began to pick it apart a little bit, but it does have decent volume. Any additional weakness would put it back further back into this little base it broke out of. It does have a bit of a cup and handle. It does have a bow tie look to it. It looks okay, so I just want to show you that one, throw it out there. This one here needs more of a pullback, and it's super volatile. Look at the HV, and that's kind of crazy, but it does need a deeper pullback, believe it or not. I know that sounds crazy, so a little bit on the crazy side, but I thought I'd show you that one too. We'll see what happens when it pulls back more deeply, see if it's worth the risk. All right, let's take a look at the overall market, and then let's drill down a little bit. First of all, let's take a look at the P's, S&P 500. After all was said and done, a lot more was said than done. Down a little on the day, but just kind of chopped around intraday and also an inside day. Kind of drifting in here a little bit. I sure would like to see it bust through this overhead supply and not look back for a while. Nasdaq Composite, same sort of action there too. Down a little on the day, a little more than 30%. Stalling a bit below, or at, I should say, right at this overhead supply. So we'll have to keep an eye on that situation. Rusty 2000. Just kind of bumping along in here right at this prior little resistance. I wouldn't get too excited just yet. It has bow tied to the upside, but it's got its work cut out for us. Let's not get too excited one way or the other there. Let's take a look at some sector action. E for shares, look at that, banging out new highs with vigor, and they've accelerated higher, so that's certainly a good thing. We'll see what happens on a pullback there. Bitcoin is pushing toward all-time highs in cash, so that's certainly a good thing there. Gold, the commodity, nice little bounce there coming out of a pullback, rally out of a pullback, he tried to say. Did it for the gold stock, so far so good. And those areas, a lot of areas, as you would expect, have made these V-shaped recoveries. They're going to be hard to sustain, but stranger things have happened. Take a look at the Fin shares. They just broke out and kept on breaking out. So that looks pretty good now. So on a pullback, it might be worth a shot. Physical palladium and platinum also took off today nicely. So we'll see if that will follow through. We'll see what becomes of that. Take a look at the semiconductors. Not a whole lot to report there inside day. And it's still below a lot of overhead supply that it has to get through. So here comes again, one day at a time. Uranium, so far, it's bottomed out, looking kind of interesting. Bow tie to the upside. It's got a little resistance along the way, but find it interesting that uranium has bottomed out. Speaking of bottoms, well, I wouldn't call it bottom just yet in bonds, but they are scraping along at these prior lows. Very important for these lows to hold in here. So I think that's pretty much it. Market's still kind of overbought. A lot of sectors have the V-shaped recovery issue. Some, like defense, obviously have broken out, and EVA shares have also broken out. So we'll just have to see how they shake out and wait for setups. I think that's it. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Thank you so much.